there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is a wish list and it's all makeup except for one skincare item, and it's just products that I've been wanting to pick up, and a lot of them I will likely pick up at some point. But I thought it would just be fun to sit down together and talk about some products. None of them are really new releases except for maybe one. So if you're looking for someone who's on top of like the latest trends and emerging brands and stuff, I don't know if I'm really the right person for that, not right now at least. I have it separated by group, and pretty much all of these are either from Ulta or Sephora, with the exception of I think one or two products. And I'll start by talking about the skincare product. I saw it on the Ulta website when I was looking to pick up another face serum, and I thought it was a really cool idea. It's from The Ordinary, it's their 100% niacinamide powder, and it's a topical powder. I'm under the impression that you mix it in with other skincare items to have more niacinamide in your skincare routine. I know niacinamide can do good things for the texture of your skin, but I think the main reason I see people using niacinamide is to treat acne, which isn't really something that I have to deal with on a regular basis. My skin is pretty chill about that kind of thing, or at least has been for a while, knock on wood. This also seems like a relatively large jar. I think it would take a long time to go through, but the fact that it's in powder makes me feel like it'll last a really long time as well, and it didn't seem to be too expensive. If anyone has any experience with this niacinamide powder or with other powders like it that you mix into your skincare, I'd love to hear your thoughts on if it's worth doing or if it would just be easier to buy a niacinamide serum. So my next category takes up quite a big portion of the products I'm going to talk about today, and that is cheek products. So I'll start with the two powder blushes. The first one is a cheek duo from e.l.f. It's half blush, half highlighter or blush topper depending on your skin tone. And the one I was looking at is the shade Cantaloupe. I think the uniqueness of the shade is what's attracting me to this the most. I do like peachy shades, but I don't typically go that warm unless I'm going for a very specific look. It seems like a smaller amount of product, and I think it's $3. So it doesn't seem like too much of an investment to give it a try. It really just is that color of the blush that's tempting me. I do have some similar eyeshadow colors, so maybe before I buy this I could try using those on my cheeks to see if that color would look right on me or even look like a blush at all. But it's just really refreshing to see such an affordable drugstore brand come out with so many different color blushes. I think that can be hard to find really good ranges with an affordable price tag. So I just thought it looked cool. I know I'm really late to the game. These duos were big like, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe even further back. But yeah, I just like that color a lot. And the next one is from Ciate. It's one of their illuminating marbled blushes, and I am really curious to try things from Ciate. I don't hear a lot about it, but the packaging is enough to make me want to try. I am using up a marbled blush right now from Hourglass, and I feel like I'm getting a lot of the ambient lighting powder that's mixed in with it and not so much the blush. It makes me a little hesitant to try other marbled blushes in the future, but every time I see someone talk about this in a video or just show the product, it looks so beautiful. The packaging is beautiful as well. And so maybe I can find a shade from this line that I think I would use often. The main reason I'm not buying these is because I don't need any more powder blushes. I have plenty. I have enough to last me the rest of my life. That doesn't mean I'll never buy a powder blush again, but I would like to get some more use in the ones that I have before I go out and buy more. Now for cheek products. There's a lot going on here. The first one I want to talk about is from Tower 28. They are sold at Sephora, and compared to some of the other products out there, I feel like they're relatively well priced. I do like their jelly lip glosses a lot, and those ones I think are $14 for the full size, which I think is pretty good for Sephora prices. And I've been hearing really good things about their cream blushes. This shade right here I think looks beautiful in the photos of the models that they have on the Sephora website, and it just really calls to me. Right now for cream blush, I'm using liquid lipsticks and my bullet lipsticks, kind of using those in a multi-purpose way to finish them or at least get more use out of them before they expire. And that's the only reason why I haven't gone overboard and purchased a ton of cream blushes. It's something that I really do want to try more of, and I've been really enjoying using cream blushes underneath powder blushes. I hear good things about the formula for this, and that color just really, I think, would complement me a lot, and yeah, I just really want this, and you'll see more from Tower 28 later on in the video. This one, I think it's more the packaging than anything that's reeling me in. I am the type of person who is more likely to buy something if the packaging is really pretty. To me, having really nice or unique packaging that I really like kind of adds to the experience of putting on makeup every day, and also just like having it, owning it, collecting it. So it's something I try to keep in mind. Am I only just buying something for the packaging, or is it a product I'll actually use with the bonus of having nice packaging with it? And this one I think is just really cute. It's shaped like a little shell. Tarte does have really cute packaging for their products every once in a while, and I think this color is really nice. I think this would also be really flattering for me. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this one is a mini, and the one I'm going to talk about next is also a mini. That is the Tarte Mini Breezy Cream Bronzer. I've been hearing Steph from It's Just Steph talk about this. She loves this bronzer, and this one isn't a mini, so it makes me feel like I could realistically finish it before it expires. I think it's also just the mint packaging on the outside is really cute too, and yeah, something about mini cream cheek products right now. And I really don't have a lot of experience working with cream bronzers or liquid bronzers or anything, so I think trying a mini would be a really great way to dip my toes in the water without making the full investment in like a full-sized cream bronzer. The next one, oh my goodness, this is like at the very top of my wish list. Like, if I didn't have a ton of other products like this in my collection already, I would jump out and buy it right away. And it's from the Revolution, the XX Revolution brand. This reminds me so much of like a Natasha Denona cream cheek palette, which I have been curious to try those in the past. I hear good things about them, but not all the colors seem to work for me or seem like they would be something I would get use out of regularly. This one, it seems like every single shade I could use. And if you look at the packaging, it's like light pink marbled. It's gorgeous. This is something I will eventually get. I just need to work through some other things first before I get this. There is one small detail that makes me less than 100% excited to grab this. I read in one of the reviews online that this has a little bit of glitter in it. I don't know if the person was talking about like a shimmery finish or if they're talking about specks of glitter. I don't know how much or little glitter is in there. So maybe if I see this in store, I can play around with it and see it myself, but I just want to dip my fingers in this palette so much, or I guess my sponge rather than my actual fingers. Another one here is a setting spray. It's the only setting spray on my wish list, and it's from e.l.f. It's the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist, and I hear that this actually does a really good job at oil control, and it is like a very good setting spray for making your makeup last. I'm using up an e.l.f. the Matte Mist and Fix spray right now. I don't feel like it's doing anything to make my makeup last longer. I am just curious to try the formula and see if it does what I kind of wish that the e.l.f. Matte Mist and Fix did. And also it's 2.7 ounces for $10, and if you wait for the e.l.f. 50% off sales, and whenever they do finally make this a part of the 50% off promo, because they usually don't include like newer products to the 50% off sales, but they do eventually. It just takes some time, and I can wait. I got setting sprays to last me for a while. So I am kind of waiting for it to go on sale so I can get it for $5. 2.7 ounces for $5 I think is a great deal. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this product, but I'm hoping, ideally, I could get it for $5 on the Ulta website and it be a really good setting spray that makes my makeup last a lot longer, keeps me from getting too oily throughout the day, and it could replace some of the more expensive setting sprays that I go through pretty regularly because I do use setting spray every day. So if I could find a really affordable version of a product that really works for me well, that would be amazing. The next 4 products are foundations, and I would say all 4 of them are very, very similar. I am looking for a foundation that is a little bit more liquidy, a little bit more, is it viscous? Is that the term? No. Viscous is having a thick, sticky consistency between solid and liquid. So it's 100% the opposite of what I'm looking for. I want something to be liquidy. I want it to be a very specific type of formula, very much like the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, which is discontinued. I love using those types of products as mixers with some of the thicker, more higher coverage foundations that I have, and that way I can create a texture that I think looks much better on my skin. It isn't too heavy or thick, but does give me enough coverage. I did very recently purchase the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. I haven't tried that one on my face yet, but when I did compare that on the back of my hand compared to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, the textures are very, very similar. They're not 100% the same, but I feel like they're similar enough that it could act the same on the skin. I'm not 100% sure yet though, because I haven't given it a proper test yet. And there are a couple other formulas that down the line, once I work through some of my other foundations, I would really like to try. The first one is from Woma Beauty, and I really love the shade range that this foundation provides. And I also hear that the formula is very liquidy. It has good coverage, but it is a thinner formula, so this just seems right up my alley. I hear fantastic things about Woma Beauty in general, so there are a couple other things from that brand I would be interested in trying down the line. And the next one is maybe a similar type of thinner formula, but it doesn't have the same level of high coverage, I imagine, compared to the Woma, and that's the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 25. With the packaging and everything, this reminds me a lot of the Bare Minerals Bare Complexion Rescue. I think having a formula like this in my foundation collection would be really nice if I want to take down the coverage level of some of my foundations or just thin out the formula and make it a little bit more skin-like. I think this would be great. Maybe for some reason I do want very little coverage and just want something really natural on my skin. I could use it on its own. That's not really my style most of the time. I do really like the shade range that Smashbox offers for their foundations. It was one of the first foundations that I found where I really liked the texture of it, and it also had a lighter complexion foundation with an olive undertone. Unfortunately, the 15-Hour Wear foundation that I'm talking about is hard to find. I don't know if they discontinued it or if they just rebranded it. Now in the same bottle they have the Studio Skin 24-Hour Hydra Foundation, and I'm not sure if it's the same formula and they just repackaged it and changed it from 15-hour to 24-hour. I'm not really sure if it's the same or not, but even so, I would be interested in trying it and seeing what's so new and special about it. And also, if it is the same formula as the 15-Hour Wear, then that's perfect because it is one of my favorites. And the very last one is a drugstore foundation. It's the Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. I do find that a lot of the NYX products are relatively expensive for being drugstore, especially their base products like their foundations and their primers. But I hear really good things about the formula for this. It is more liquidy, I guess more light to medium coverage, and once again, I think it would just be nice to have mixer type foundations like that in my collection, and if I can find a more affordable version, then that's just the icing on the cake. Back to Tower 28, the Shine On Milky Lip Jelly Glosses. I want to try these so bad. I do really like the regular jelly glosses. I have a little sampler pack and I'm actually almost finished with my second one here, and now they have milky versions, which I think really just takes the color and makes it a little bit more milky on your lips, which I don't mind. These two shades here, I think Coconut, and I don't remember what the other one is called. They seem like really beautiful colors. That bottom one, the lighter one, I would probably just wear on like the center of the lip. But yeah, I'm really curious to try these. I do have a lot of lip products right now though, and I do have more than enough lip glosses to perfectly work with anything I'm looking to do, so I don't need to run out and grab this anytime soon, but down the line, when I am in the market for some more lip gloss, I will definitely consider this formula. Now the next one is from a very unlikely brand. I was looking through Ulta's website and I saw that the Ulta Beauty brand had come out with some newer lip products, or maybe they've been around for a while and I've never noticed them. So I'm on the hunt for a really nice nude lipstick, a really nice everyday Your Lips But Better type of color for me, and I'm trying to find a more affordable brand that has the right color and has a really nice formula, because I have the Flower Beauty Naked Blush shade and that's like the perfect color for me, but the formula I don't like at all, and so I'm trying to find a better version of that. And I saw that Ulta Beauty does have a line of lots of different lip products, and the first one is the Gloss Stick, and I really like this color. I'm really attracted to these types of shades for my skin tone, and it reminds me a lot of the just a tint lip product from ColourPop. The only thing I don't love about this is the scent. I think it has a very strong fruity scent, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm hoping that this would have a similar formula to that without the strong scent. That would be great. And also they sell mini lipsticks. So they only have 2 shades for this mini lipstick option, this color and then a slightly more peachy color. But I do really like the idea of selling mini lipsticks, so you can kind of try out the color, or if you have a lot of lipsticks and you don't want to bring any more full-sized lipsticks into your collection. I used to be so against minis and travel sizes. I thought that they were such a waste of money because the cost per ounce or the cost per gram was always so much higher than the full size. I even have a video like that. I think I have a version where the travel size is a ripoff and then where the travel size is actually a better deal than the full size. I'll link those below or put those in the cards. I think I have one for each version, but now I see for my preferences, I actually do prefer the smaller version in some cases, not all. So I think it would just be cool to try it. And then the other one is another like nude lipstick from Ulta Beauty. I don't know what the differences in formula are, but I guess I just would be really interested to swatch these in store when I'm going back into stores. And the very last one, this is from Ulta Beauty, but doesn't that look a lot like the Urban Decay lipsticks? And that color just looks divine. So I'm pretty curious in general just to try any of the nude lip options from Ulta Beauty, just because I think it would be really great to find my perfect nude colors but not have to spend another $34 on another Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Now let's move on to palettes. I do have a video, a wish list video with just eyeshadow palettes that I put out a couple months ago. Okay, never mind, it was all the way back in September, so it wasn't just a couple months ago, it was like 5 or 6 months ago. But I will have that linked in the cards if you want to see just me pining over palettes specifically. But I do have a couple more that I want to add to my mental wish list. And the first one is a face palette, which I'm not really one to own a lot of face palettes. I think the main reason is because it's hard to find face palettes that have every shade that will work for one specific skin tone. But this one from Smashbox, I have been wanting secretly for probably like 2 years now. Every shade in here I think I could use for one reason or another. I think it would be really great to travel with. And Smashbox is just one of those brands that I don't really think to try things from. Like maybe it's just nothing about it excites me. I really like the foundation and that's pretty much it. But something about this palette, I'm not even really sure what it is. I can't put it into words, but I've been wanting it for a long time, and I think eventually once I use up some of my other bronzers, I will buy this one. The next one is a mini palette from Nabla. I do have a couple singles from the brand, but I have been wanting to get one of their palettes, and none of the color stories really spoke to me. And then other ones that the color stories did speak to me and I wanted to try, I didn't always see the best reviews for the formula. This, however, this mini platinum palette, I have been hearing Steph Lyons just gush about this, and when she swatches that silver and those other shimmer shades, my goodness, it looks beautiful. It looks so beautiful. And because it's a mini palette, I feel like it's less of an investment than purchasing one of their larger palettes. And I do have a lot of mini palettes that I really like, just to kind of fill the holes in certain colors that I feel like I would like to have more of. It might even just be that silver that's calling to me, but I do really like these types of colors, these like cool toned metally types of colors. The next palette is an older palette. This is from ColourPop. It's the She's All That palette, and it really is those reds. I like that they have lots of different undertones of red. They don't just have like a primary red. They have more of like an orangey red, they have more of a browny red, more of a burgundy red, and then it seems like the other colors complement those colors really well. I don't wear red eyeshadow all the time, but when I do, I typically go for those types of tones. I think they're more flattering on me, and I do think reddish colors, when done right on me, because they can make me look a little sickly if I'm not careful, I do think they bring out the color of my eyes really nicely. I remember doing a eyeshadow bingo with ABH, and I randomly chose Red Ochre, which is that burgundy color from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I ended up really liking how that look turned out, and I paired it with a red lip, and I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And I also hear Andrea Mattiano talk about this palette a lot as well, and she only has good things to say about it. So it's just something that I always think about purchasing in the future. And the very last palette is the new one. This is the one that I've been seeing in the makeup release videos, and this is the Flight Club palette. Yes, the fruit bat and the packaging is super cute, but really it is the color story that's speaking to me the most. I really appreciate the different types of purples that are in here. It's not just a neutral palette with like one purple in it. It is mostly purples. It has some icy purples, some light shimmers, some dark shimmers, some really rich deep mattes, but some lighter transition shades as well. A beautiful mauve, some pinky tones too, to kind of add some warmth to your purple looks, or you can go more cool tone purple if you want. I do really love purple eyeshadow. Realistically, I don't need any more purple eyeshadow, but this color story is just speaking to me. Sometimes you look at a new palette and it just excites you and inspires you, and that's what this palette is doing for me. I imagine this one will be pretty difficult to get my hands on, and I think I will wait until I see some reviews about the formula before I do end up purchasing it. But this is another one that's at the top of my wish list. I really love this color story. For most of these products, the main reason I'm not purchasing them is because I do already have a lot of products like them in my collection, and I would like to work through those products, or at least use them a little bit more before I go out and purchase more products like them. And I think the other main reason I haven't bought some of these products is because I really do just want to go into the store and try them out myself and swatch them and see if they look the way they do online. Most recently, I purchased a lipstick that I thought would be a fantastic color. It's from Mel Cosmetics and it's in the shade Old Rose. And I hear Christine McConnell, she's not a makeup YouTuber, but she is a YouTuber and like an artist. And she talks about this color all the time. It looks amazing on her. I thought we would have similar enough coloring that it would look like that on me too. And from the online swatches, it seemed to be more of like a cool toned purpley lighter color. But then when I actually got it in person, and if you can see in real life, it's just kind of like a brown. And on me, it just pulls a really cool tone brown, and I already have lots of lipsticks like that. So I thought that this would be closer to a bullet lipstick version of Perla from Stila, but it actually just turned out to be just another brown. And if I had swatched it in store, I would have known that before purchasing it. I got it for 50% off. I got it for $10, so it's not like I spent the full price on this, but it was just a little lesson that I think I needed to learn again. Not everything that looks good on the internet is going to look like that on you. And that's also been helping my spending as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of the products that I'm curious to try. If you've tried any of these and you think maybe they're not worth it or they are super worth it in general, especially if we have similar skin tones and preferences when it comes to formula, I would really love to hear your thoughts on these products. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!